In the last video of the series, we introduced the 4 human needs. They're the foundation of the objective personality model and super essential for understanding someone's cognitive process. The 4 human needs come in the form of 2 binary coins. One side is always the savior and the other side is the demon. Everything else is built on top. Essentially, all other coins give more nuance to how the human needs express themselves.
In this video, we introduce one more coin. Our previous two were the observer coin and the decider coin. Confusingly enough, the next one is called the observer decider coin or the double observer double decider coin. It's really the same thing. It describes the dynamic between the first two coins. It is as important for understanding people and personal growth as it is the human needs. It explains people's core struggles and why they get stuck. Understanding and paying attention to this one coin can make a huge difference in someone's life. We also want to use it to introduce a central concept of OPS that is foundational for growth: adaptability and balance.
Everyone has 2 decider human needs, self and tribe. As the names suggest, they are focused on people and decisions. We call them the deciders because balancing your perspective with the tribe's perspective is a fundamental aspect of making good decisions. Unfortunately, only one of your deciders is a savior. The other one is a demon.
Everyone has 2 observer human needs: organize and gather. They are focused on events, life paths, and things in general. We call them the observers because they're concerned with balancing out the unknown with the known to make sense of observations. Unfortunately, only one of your observers is a savior. The other is a demon.
Remember, everyone has every human need, but everyone is on balance on both coins because we have a tendency to favor our saviors over our demons. However, if you compare the 2 coins, there is a relative balance. In other words, one coin is always more unbalanced than the other, and that coin is really your biggest pain point. And here's where our next coin comes in.
In the first case, you are relatively more balanced on your observers and relatively unbalanced on your deciders. In this case, we call you a double observer and a single decider, or simply a decider. It's different words for the same thing. And yes, I know it's confusing.
In the second case, you are relatively more balanced on your deciders and relatively unbalanced on your observers. In this case, we call you a double decider and a single observer, or simply an observer. And again, it's all the same thing.
Now to recap, we have the decider coin that asks, are you savior self or savior tribe? We have the observer coin that asks, are you savior organize or savior gather? And we also have the decider observer coin that asks, are you more unbalanced on the decider or the observer coin relative to the other coin?
Okay, so what does this all mean? Let's say you're relatively balanced on the observer human needs. That makes you a double observer. You have an innate ability and confidence about balancing, organizing, and gathering. It's not a big deal to go back and forth between updating information and sticking with what you know. You come about dealing with things and navigating events and your life path. Observing in general is your savior. On the other hand, you're unbalanced on the decider human needs. You're also a single decider. Your demon decider need is your biggest fear. It's the need you neglect the most. It's your blind spot where you let tidal waves build up. You're either missing your own perspective or the tribe's. Finding balance there feels impossible, which creates a lot of tension. You feel stuck when it comes to people and judgment. Deciding in general is your demon.
You could also be relatively balanced on the decider needs. That makes you a double decider. This means you have an innate ability and confidence about balancing self and tribe. It's not a big deal to go back and forth between seeing your perspective and being aware of the tribes. You're calm about dealing with people and relationships. Deciding in general is your savior. On the other hand, you're unbalanced on the observer needs. You're also a single observer. Your demon observer is your biggest fear. It's the need you neglect the most. It's your blind spot where you let tidal waves build up. You're either neglecting to update your information or to organize the information you have. Finding balance between openness and control feels impossible, which creates a lot of tension. You feel stuck when it comes to information, things, and your life path. Observing in general is your demon.
All deciders share common struggles with people and judgment. All observers share common struggles with information and life paths. When we look at the individual human needs again, we can split deciders and observers into 4 basic types. For each of these types, we stack the 4 human needs in a different way. The balanced needs are closer together in the middle of the stack. The unbalanced needs are farther apart at the poles. The unbalanced savior is at the top of the stack in the lead position. The unbalanced demon is at the bottom of the stack. Starting with the lead human need, the following needs alternate between introverted and extroverted needs.
All decider types are balanced on their observer needs. These needs are in the middle of their stack. Their decider needs take the lead and the bottom positions. This gives us two basic kinds of deciders. IPs have DI as their lead human need and DE at the bottom. The tribe's perspective is their biggest blind spot. They feel stuck because they don't feel accepted and struggle to connect. EJs, on the other hand, have DE at the top and DI at the bottom. Their own perspective is their biggest blind spot. They feel stuck because they don't know what they want, or because they feel like they're not allowed to ask for it.
Every single observer is balanced on their decider needs. They have these needs in the middle of the stack. The observer needs take the lead and the bottom positions. This gives us two basic kinds of observers. IJs have OI as the lead human need and OE at the bottom. Gathering new information and remaining open are their biggest blind spots. They feel stuck because they feel like they can't deal with chaos and change. EPs lead with OE and have OI at the bottom. Organizing information and narrowing down are their biggest blind spots. They feel stuck because they don't feel like they're allowed to control the circumstances and build their own path in life. By the way, why are these basic types called IP, EJ, IJ, and EP? These names are unfortunate remnants of the Myers-Briggs type indicator. We'll explain it in a bit more detail in the upcoming videos.
So what good does it do to know which of these four types you are? Well, in our opinion, the most crucial insight is this. Your lead human need is not your biggest strength, it's your greatest addiction. Balance and adaptability is true strength. Not forcing your expectations on the world is true strength. Flowing with the moment and recognizing what is truly needed is true strength. In OPS terms, this means that double observing and double deciding are true strengths. Our perceptions did not evolve to see reality as it really is. We all have inherent biases and filters through which we see the world. Your OPS type tells you your bias. Your biggest bias is your lead human need. You compulsively try to satisfy it while neglecting your need at the bottom. And you create tidal waves that eventually end up catching up with you.
If you want to find peace, you need to figure out how to bring balance between your first human need and your last human need. Again, the goal is balance. It's not to get caught obsessing over your last human need. You don't want to get stuck there either. Learn from whatever you have in the middle. Learn to float back and forth with calm and ease. And even if it doesn't have the same ease, it does get easier over time.